Today on Behind the Visor, I am speaking to Timo Glock, the Formula 1 podium finisher who's had a lot of success throughout his career. It started in the junior categories where he won 2 Formula BMW championships. He went on to have success in Formula 3 and Porsches before racing in Formula 1 for 4 times in Jordan in 2004. He then went to America and had some success in the Champ Car series before returning to Europe and winning the GP2 series in 2007. Then from 2008 to 2012 he raced for Toyota and the struggling Virgin Manor Marussia teams. He always was seen as one of the best drivers never in a top car, and he was very unlucky not to get given the opportunity to go further up the grid. After his time in Formula 1 he set his sights to touring cars in Germany, and over the years from 2013 to 2018 he's clocked up a number of victories and going for the championship in the 2018 season. I caught up with him at Brands Hatch midway through the season, just before we went into the pivotal rounds of the DTM Championships, where Timo was very much in the hunt for the 2018 DTM title. This is Behind the Visor with Timo Glock. Hello everyone, today we are joined by Timo Glock. So we're going to start off by asking a few questions about your career. So you started your car racing career and quite quickly you got into winning championships. What sort of confidence does that give a youngster trying to get into the sport?
Yeah, I mean that gives you quite a bit of a, I would say, confidence boost, especially when you come out of karting, where I was successful but not that successful like I was in Formula BMW at the time and in Formula 3, because we just did not have the possibility and let's say the budget to really invest in go-karting. So that whole package just worked much better in Formula BMW, and yeah, that was quite, I mean, the first 2-3 years coming into Formula 3, being straight away in the fight for the championship was good and gave me a lot of confidence. Yeah.
So how does it, because you went to race in Formula 3 and Porsches in the next couple of seasons, how did you sort of adjust to the different downforce levels in those cars?
Yeah, Porsche I did only one race.
Yeah.
That was only like a invitation for the Nürburgring at that stage, and focused mainly on Formula 3
Yeah.
and Formula cars. So that was actually quite easy. I have to say the Porsche race was quite fun. Enjoyed it, and it was good racing. Yeah.
So in 2004 you got that call for Jordan for 4 races. Was that unexpected, or was that something you sort of maybe knew about?
No, not at all. I mean, especially the first race in Canada, my role was pretty clear, being the reserve driver and driving the third car on the Fridays. And then, I was Saturday morning in the hotel, and then suddenly Eddie Jordan called me up and said, you need to hurry up, you need to do the free practice and qualifying in the race. So that was quite an emotional day, and it was good fun. At the end, when you reflect back to it, it was really cool. Yeah.
You scored points in that first race. So what was that like? I guess you wouldn't have expected even being in the car on the Friday. Was it a bit like, I can't believe this has all happened?
Yeah. I mean, when I finished the race, it was P11.
Okay.
But then, due to technical infringement, I would say, from Williams and I think both Toyotas at that time, the brake ducts, they were too big, and they got disqualified, and then we scored 2 points. Yeah.
So over the next couple of seasons you went to America. Was there any reason for that instead of staying in Europe?
Yeah, I mean, there was no room for me at Jordan, because they had to sell the team end of 2004, and I think it was, now as well, looking back to it, I learned a lot in America. It was a good experience for me. And really good racing, really hard racing, a lot of street circuits, which was really cool. Enjoyed that, and just had fun over there, and lifetime experience, I would say.
So you came back to racing GP2. How different were those cars to drive?
Actually, not that much different. They were quite good to drive, but I struggled in the first year as well. First half of the year with the team I was in. And then I had the chance to change to iSport in the middle of the year, and that just gave my career another big boost, because from that moment on we scored more points than Lewis in 2006, and then 2007 we won the championship, which then opened up the possibility to race for Toyota in Formula One.
So when you win a single weight championship like GP2, is that quite a special moment? Because unlike Formula One, obviously everyone's got the same machinery. Is that quite a special moment?
Yeah, it was a very intense time, because until the middle of the season, people were already congratulating me for the championship because I was in the lead by 35 points. But then, due to bad luck, things slipped away from us, and we came to the final just being 2 points in the lead. And yeah, that was like heart rate was quite up on that weekend, and but managed to win the championship, and another hard race because it started in the wet, and then when got dry, and it was not easy, but really enjoyed that race and the party afterwards.
So you moved to obviously Toyota in Formula 1 for 2008. I always remember watching you at home as like the best driver, not in a top 3 car in a way. How did you sort of measure yourself, I suppose, in that first season? Because there was a big gap to the top 3 teams in a way.
Yeah, it was tough for me because first of all, against Jano Trulli, we been very experienced, long time with the team. It was not easy to understand how the car is working, how the structure of the team is working, and coming as a young driver into Formula One, there's so much to learn about and so much to think of, and it was not easy. It took me half a year, I have to say, the first part of the season, until I got more into a rhythm. I understood the car better, and then things worked much better. Scored a podium in my first year, and as well in the second year, being on the podium twice was great. It was good.
So into 2009, you got pole position, didn't you, and 2 podiums. You were a bit disappointed that wasn't enough for Toyota to stay?
Yeah, I think that was not down to me. I think it was the financial crisis at that time, which Toyota and Renault made the decision to step out of Formula One, as well BMW, and I think that was the main reason for it.
So into 2010 you went to Virgin. Did you always think that was going to be a tough challenge? Obviously a new team to Formula One.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was clear to me that it's a long way, and the risk is high that the team will struggle to get the budget together for year by year. But it was another good experience for me, working for a smaller team and so on. So it was not so bad as it looked like, and as well enjoyed my time over there. But at the end, you want to win championships or want to fight for the championship, and after 3-4 years, being on the back all the time, it was not an easy time at the end. So
is that the reason you came to DTM? I assume you wanted to get back into a competitive car and be.
Yeah, I mean the possibility was there, and I knew the team is going to struggle massively financially. So the possibility was there to move to BMW, and that's why I did it at the end. Yeah.
So you've driven a lot of different cars in your career. How tough was it to adjust from a Formula One car to a DTM car? Actually, probably not too tough for you because you.
No, actually this was the toughest one. I mean, really? Adapting from Champ car to GP2 or GP2 to Formula One was much easier. But a DTM car is totally different characteristics. So it was just a totally new experience, and I had to adapt, and I had to learn, work hard. If you see in the past, all the F1 drivers really struggled to adapt to the DTM cars, and somehow I managed to get it done now, and especially this year we're looking good. So I'm quite positive, yeah.
So I'm going to do my first ever motor race soon, and I wanted to know a bit of advice from you about how to train my mental strength, because assuming wheel-to-wheel battles, maybe like you had with Gary at the start of the season, how do you keep you cool in those situations?
So what kind of car are you going to drive?
Like a saloon car, so it's nothing that fast, but yeah, hopefully around this track as well, so a bit of knowledge.
Nah, I mean, it's, you need to, it's physically maybe not super demanding if you have like a, not a super quick car, but as well, I mean, that part, you need to work hard on yourself, but especially like keeping the concentration high and judging the moments right, what happens in front of you, behind you. Driving the car on the limit, having one eye in the mirror all the time is not easy. So I think there are a lot of factors you need to watch out for, but the most thing, or the best thing you need to do is to enjoy the time.
So we've got 2 fan questions to finish off, and one of them saying, what's been your favourite motorsport sort of career moment so far?
I think that the race with Gary in Hockenheim was, I would say that emotionally the best moment in my career. Having a race like this for 20 minutes, wheel-to-wheel race, and at the end to win the race was outstanding. I mean, the people on the grandstand, they were freaking out. My mechanics were freaking out. Everyone was freaking out, and it was just really cool and enjoyed that a lot.
So my last question is probably one you get so many times, and that's in that Brazilian Grand Prix in 2008. I assume you had no idea it was Lewis Hamilton coming up behind you to win that championship.
No, I was no idea. I mean, my engineer just told me we are still on the right strategy. We're still on the right strategy because we gained 2 positions, or even 3, I think, at that time. But I told them all the time, listen, the last 2 laps we will be fucked because the rain is coming. I can see it. It's hitting us every second. And then the last lap, I mean the lap before I knew because the rain was coming already, but it was not as bad as in the last lap. But then I knew the next lap around it will be drama, big drama, and that's what happened. I just was a passenger. I just couldn't do anything. I just tried to keep the car on track and was the maybe unlucky guy being the decider for the championship at the end. But sometimes it's how it is. At the end, I get reminded every year.
Yeah, exactly,
This year is my 10th anniversary about that. So, it's gonna be in the history books, I think. And
That was my last question. So thank you for taking the time.
No problem.